Nicholas Hoult is a man and has been an upcoming actor in later years, and has had rather successful roles in movies such as The Banker, The Galligan, and Manning and Renfield. But the one role he did in a movie recently released called Jury 2, said to be the last movie created by Clint Eastwood, has to simply be the worst movie he has ever played in. The number one general problem with the movie is that it's way too boring. You have different lawyer dramas slash thriller movies, such as True Believer, High Crimes, and Fracture with Anthony Hopkins, which at least bring a little attention to it. This movie is more to show us how a jury works and the weird boring procedures that are taken on in such cases where the jury has to reach an unanimous decision, as it is called in the courtroom. Hereby lies the problem when there's too much hefty legal talk in a movie that seems unable to entertain the viewer. A second problem has to be the way the story is told. It hangs together by a thin wire when everything is told in flashbacks in the eyes of the person in the courtroom telling the story. Of course, you could do that in that particular way, but then at least make it more filled with tension, like you so effectively did in Under Suspicion from 2000. In that case, you could at least leave yourself into it, instead of these long drawn-out monologues from the eyes of the storyteller that happens in courtroom. That just makes it hopelessly stupid the way you see it on the screen. Nicholas Hoult, who also played a phenomenal role as Nikola Tesla in the current war, is generally not the problem here, because he plays this rather unsecure member of the jury that tries to swing the jury his way, so that the man rather could walk free as innocent. Naturally, it can perhaps be perceived as a bit tense when it thinks it can be tied to the crime, but that arena of opportunity is very little explored, which does not, of course, help the entertainment of the movie. A further complaint to have about this movie is an actor I feel is underused in this case. Kiefer Sutherland as Larry Lasker is almost non-existent as an actor in this movie, which was the same case I felt about his role in The Contractor with Chris Pine, a movie that could have been so much better if he had been given a larger role. Perhaps, like that movie and like this one, the budget was not high enough to give Kiefer the screen time he deserves, but he is by no doubt the strongest character in this movie, giving Holt advice on what he is gonna do and such. Another issue I have with this one is how they can't bring enough heat into the courtroom. They try to make discussions, they try to make your time watching it worthwhile, but the characters that are there does not give enough, apart from J.K. Simmons, Kiefer Sutherland, and Nicholas Hoult. That really becomes a hefty problem when only a few actors are set to carry the load. Some of those does not have enough screen time either, and it is a classic example of what many new movies fail to do, simply to give their best actors enough screen time. Now, I've talked enough about this feature of the movie, and personally, for me, it's a 3 out of 10.